Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about She-Hulk Episode 5, Mean, Green, and Straight poured into these jeans. Let's get into this episode. The craziness of She-Hulk continues, and look, I feel like I'm one of the few people in the world really enjoying this. Actually, no, there's quite a bit of people enjoying this, but every time I listen to like the professional critics, it feels like all of them are a little underwhelmed as the series continues on. Like they started out really liking it, and then episode 3 and 4 were like, I don't know about this show now. And I'm like, guys, I'm really enjoying every episode. And hey, maybe that's just me though. And that's fine. I mean, there's a subscriber of mine I know commenting on a couple of the episodes, and they're like, yeah, it's cool, but it's not the best MCU show. And that's fine. Everybody is going to have a different opinion on this, and this is mine. So we finally get to really know Titania in this episode, who obviously at the end of last week's episode copyrighted the She-Hulk name. So we knew that She-Hulk was gonna have to try to defend her title. Even though it didn't seem like she really cared much at first, deep down she cared. It showed when she was crushing her stapler. And so she goes to court. She has to get a lawyer. And last week, I don't know if I said this in the review, but I thought about it after and talked about it with people that I know afterwards, saying, well, She-Hulk is going to be a lawyer because I think I heard somewhere that lawyers are not allowed to defend themselves in court, and they had to get their own lawyers to do that for them, or they're not supposed to or something. And I was right. She had to get her own lawyer to defend her. And I thought it was going to be Matt Murdock. It turned out to be somebody else. And that's fine. That's fine. It was kind of disappointing to me because I thought, man, I thought this was going to be the episode we were going to get Matt Murdock. Charlie Cox was going to come back as Daredevil. We were going to see him hanging out with She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters. But no, this was actually just about reclaiming her name, her trademark name, and proving that she has been announcing herself as the She-Hulk for some time. As we knew when she went on the dates, people wanted to date She-Hulk, and so she gave in and used the She-Hulk persona to date, which did get her some dates. So because of that, she was able to keep the She-Hulk name. Meanwhile, two of her friends, who we've seen in previous episodes, they decide to go to this place where superhero costumes are made and to get Jennifer a suit that will fit her when she's Jennifer Walters and when she's She-Hulk, because she's been wearing clothes that are more bulkier than she should be wearing when she's Jennifer Walters. And so that way it could, grow with her as she transforms into the She-Hulk. So that was cool, but I was wondering, okay, why are we getting this in this episode? This seems kind of pointless until, well, it doesn't seem pointless because, yeah, it makes sense that Jennifer is going to need that. I really did like the Avengers, the bootleg Avengers, if you will, that we saw some of the toys and gear and stuff like that, which was funny. But then it was the ending, obviously, that I think a lot of people are going to get excited by because at the end, one of the, I guess, customers' suits are left out. And, the guy in charge is like, hey, whoever left this, you shouldn't leave this out for anybody to see. And so he grabs it, puts it down, and as the camera pans over it, we see the Daredevil helmet, and we know, or the Daredevil, mask, and we know Charlie Cox is going to be on the show next week. So I wonder if the show knew that we would be guessing that Charlie Cox would be showing up this week. And so it was just a big tease until the end of the episode saying, you have to come back next week if you want to see Charlie Cox as Daredevil. So I did think that was a little clever. It was kind of cool. And his suit was hung up. Some people were pointing out as well. I just noticed the mask when I was watching the episode. I didn't notice the suit nearby. So yeah, it was, look, overall, I thought it was an enjoyable episode. I don't think we need cameos every episode to make a good show. I think the show needs to stand on its own without relying on cameos and guest stars all the time. And for that, I think this episode was pretty good. I thought it was, look, is it my favorite episode of the season? No, I think the first episode is easily the best episode so far in this show. But that's because it was the origin. It was getting us to know who Jennifer Walters was, seeing how she got her powers, etc. And then these episodes, the ones that are following, are just like the continuing adventures of what she's doing on a day-to-day basis. And I think it's really enjoyable seeing how all of that is evolving and seeing where we're going from here, because it seems like so far every episode stands nicely on their own. You don't really, there's no like some heavy story arc. There is an arc going on, maybe, like there was what last week, someone, or was it the week before, that someone was trying to get her blood, right? We still don't know who that is, and I'm gonna guess we're gonna find out in the finale who that was. The question is, when will they get back on track with that? I think that was episode 3, and this is episode 5. So, yeah, I mean, it is 9 episodes, so we still have quite a bit to go until we get to the finale. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. I think this episode was a good episode, and I've been enjoying my time each episode since. So, I'm if you don't, hey, that's you, and that's fine too. You know, not everyone's gonna love everything. But let the people that are enjoying it enjoy it. You know, like we can all love everything. And the great thing about the MCU is you don't have to watch everything in order to, know what's going on. If you do, you're getting some extra bonus. And I feel like some people feel like you have to watch everything in order to enjoy the MCU as a whole. I don't think that's necessarily true. I just think it's an added bonus if you are watching everything, but you don't have to. I think it's like the Arrowverse. You know, when I was watching the Arrowverse, I did get exhausted when with Batwoman and Black Lightning and all that, and even though I enjoyed the Arrowverse originally in the beginning a lot, I still enjoy it to a degree. I happy that it's finally coming to an end though, because I feel like and some of the shows are canceled because it does feel like, okay, some weight has been lifted now. And Batwoman I dropped before it was even canceled, and even that made me feel like, okay, some weight has been lifted. Now I don't feel like I'm doing a chore anymore. I'm just watching the shows that I want to watch, and that's it. So with the MCU, I think it's the same. You don't have to watch everything. If you want to, then do it, like me. But if you don't worry about it. So with that being said, comment below, tell me your thoughts on the episode. Tell me your theories. What are you looking forward to next week with Daredevil? Hopefully he actually does show up, and this is just a tease for the episode prior to next week's. So we'll see. We'll see. With that being said, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until next time, take care.